What's up guys, this is Tidemaster Tim, and as you can see from the title of this video, I've decided to drop a list of my favorite Pokemon. And since my favorite Pokemon are better than everyone else's favorite Pokemon, this is pretty much the ultimate favorite Pokemon list. That's a little joke there, guys. Don't kill me. My list is subjective just like everyone else's, actually the best. So if you disagree with this list, or have a list of your own, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. And now on to the list. Aw yeah, it's Gliscor. This Pokemon busted into the 10th spot on my list because it's the coolest bat, scorpion, Dracula thing in Pokemon.
I don't say blah blah blah.
This thing only comes out to suck your blood and steal your girl. I got my first Gliscor and I immediately trained it up to be on my competitive teams. I still think that the 4th generation competitive scene was one of the best competitive scenes in Pokemon, and Gliscor was in there, chewing bubblegum and kicking butt.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Its color and design really make this Pokemon stand out. I just love everything about Gliscor. But you have to watch your neck and keep your garlic ready, because you never know when Gliscor might just turn on you. So number 9 is Tangrowth. I like Tangela as a Pokemon in Gen 1, and I always thought it was mysterious and interesting. So when Tangrowth came out in Diamond and Pearl, I knew I wanted one. I palparked Tangela over to my copy of Diamond, and went to the name rater and changed its name immediately to George.
Watch out for that tree!
My boy George the Tangrowth did everything I wanted him to and more, and that's why Tangrowth made it to this list. Another Pokemon I always thought was mysterious is Ninetails. This Pokemon can do it all. Curse you for 1,000 years? Check. Be 9 noble saints that somehow become one Pokemon? Check. Eat the last of your Olive Garden leftovers? Check. Because when you're with Ninetails, you're with family. When I was a kid, I had red versions, so I couldn't get Ninetails. This made me believe that Ninetails was a rare or legendary Pokemon for a while. Yeah, I was dumb, but I was also like 9. Another thing, Ninetails Alolan form is really great. Honestly, I don't know what's not to love about Ninetails. There's some Pokemon on this list that are here purely based on their design. Drampa is one of them. This Pokemon just looks so good. Everything from its name to its typing and appearance just screams to me that this Pokemon was excellently designed. It looks so ancient and graceful.
It also looks like an old senile man.
And that's cool too. Heracross is totally tubular. This Beetleborg is the coolest bug-type Pokemon to ever grace the screen of my Game Boy Color. I love its design, I love its battle capabilities, I love its sweet, sweet exoskeleton, or something like that. Anyway, Heracross is the man. Some people say Saturdays are for the boys. I disagree. Saturdays are for Heracross. I caught my first Heracross by slamming my Slowpoke's head against a tree. It's okay though, Slowpoke is already dingusy enough, so I'm sure it didn't affect it too bad. Anyway, back to Heracross. So I nicknamed him Gargamel and went Smurf hunting. Or I just played through the rest of the game with him. Either way, Heracross is awesome. Here it is. Number 5 is my favorite starter Pokemon so far. This Pokemon always swipes right. That's right, it's Infernape. What a cool Pokemon all the way around. Every evolution in this line looks well designed, and Infernape is powerful to boot. I grabbed Chimchar and named it Baked Ape. Not the best nickname, but hey, it got the job done. Anyway, when Chimchar evolved into Monferno, I was really excited to see a middle evolution that didn't suck. But when my Baked Ape finally evolved into Infernape, I was ecstatic. Then in the anime, Ash ended up with an Infernape, and it was one of the best Pokemon he's had throughout the entire show. How could Infernape not heat up my favorite Pokemon list after all that? Ambipom? More like Ambipom, am I right? This is such a fun Pokemon to play with. It's somehow cute and ugly at the same time. I love it. Ambipom looks like it was the lost member of the Beatles. I think I slathered that sweet, sweet honey on every tree in Sinnoh looking for a Munchlax, but instead, Napalm popped out. I'd never previously had a desire to play with Apom before that, but I figured I'd give it a try, and boy oh boy am I glad I did. When Kiddo the Apom learned Double Hit and evolved, it quickly grew into one of my favorites. I ended up breeding, EV, and IV training one of these bad boys, and it became a staple of my 4th gen teams. Now we're into the top 3. These are the big boys, the special guys, the cool kids on the block, the creme de la creme, the big 3, the top dogs, the ultimate Pokemon, the best of the rest, the chillest of chill, You get the point. So here's some honorable mentions, and there they were. The first of our top 3 is Slowpoke. Yes, the same Pokemon I used to slam against trees for encounters. Slowpoke was my first favorite Pokemon. When I was a kid just getting into the games and show, Slowpoke was my dude. I even used my dial-up internet to chat on AOL.
You've got mail.
And my screen name was Slowpoke123. I also thought Slowbro was my bro, but for whatever reason I liked Slowpoke even more. There's just something so charming about a Pokemon that looks like its trainer has been bonking its head against too many trees. All of its evolutions are great, and Slowpoke itself has a simple, dopey design. It's that dopiness that makes Slowpoke stand out to me, though. I don't really know what else to say. I love Slowpoke. My second favorite Pokemon of all time is a giant among giants. This Pokemon is so cool and awesome that cool and awesome are understatements. That's because my number 2 favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. Dragonite is a fully realized dragon, my friends, and it is the best. Dragonite was my favorite Pokemon for about 13 years, no joke, and I used it every chance I got, because it's awesome. Dragonite isn't some cuddly, cute little bumbling Slowpoke. No, Dragonite is a boss. He sits behind his desk in the office, firing anyone whose numbers drop below the acceptable margin. Dragonite is a beloved Pokemon for me because it has given me many good memories from my childhood, and even still. I can certainly say Dragonite will always have a spot on my favorite Pokemon list. It's time for the Heavyweight Championship of the World! Who will come out on top? There are Pokemon who are giants among giants. There are some Pokemon who are so strong and powerful they dwarf other Pokemon. My number 1 favorite Pokemon isn't one of those. My favorite Pokemon is Claudesir. During the hype train leading up to Pokemon X and Y, I was omega pumped. It was going to be the first main series Pokemon RPG on the 3DS, and I couldn't wait to see the 3D models or a region based on France. Right before the game came out, I caught a glimpse of Claudesir and immediately fell in love. It was the first time I'd ever really gotten excited about a Pokemon before the game even came out. Usually I test their battle prowess and use them before I decide if I really like them or not, but this wasn't the case for Claudesir. When the game finally released, I played far enough into the game to catch myself a Clauncher. Boy was I excited. That thing finally evolved and I got to see its abilities and stats. It wasn't the best, but I loved it. Its design was so perfect to me. I don't think any other Pokemon's design is as good as Claudesir. I really don't. I understand that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but Claudesir was pretty much perfect. To me, its design far outweighs its capabilities or stats, and Claudesir claw-cannoned its way to the number 1 spot on my list. Well, that's it for my top 10 favorite Pokemon list. If you disagree with my list or you have a list of your own, drop it down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If you haven't already, surf on over to my channel and subscribe. This has been Tidemaster Tim, and I'm bailing out.